visit some brother out on my call. This is the moment you're meant to know.
Well, hello there, sunflowers, and how are you guys today? Well, hopefully you're doing better than Cardi B, or maybe you're doing just as good as Cardi B, because depending on how you want to look at the situation between Cardi B, Offset, and Stefon Diggs, it's a whole messy divorce. So first off, we have Cardi B. This all started when Cardi B just recently, 3 days ago, as at least the recording of this video, had posted a video of her and Stefon Diggs chilling on a yacht, just, enjoying life. And then Offset, no, and then after that, apparently Cardi B, I'm not sure how true this is. I will try to find pictures and put them right here. But apparently Cardi B, Stefon Diggs, and their child all had matching braid styles. And that really teed off Offset to the point where he said, now when somebody die for playing with my son, then they're going to tell me I crashed out. And then he said, I don't care how I look trolling with my kids. Oh, he said, okay, grammar. I don't care how it looks. Trolling with my kids ends bad. So, and then shortly after that, I'm not sure if he deleted those posts and then deactivated his accounts, but he deactivated his Twitter shortly after making those tweets. So apparently it does seem like he is crashing out. However, Cardi B seems to be like she's enjoying her relationship with Stefon Diggs. She too has had some nasty things to say about Offset wanting to end him because that's how stressed he has made her to be, and that like if she didn't divorce him, he would have been 6 feet under just with Takeoff. So like it's messy, and I'm just glad Cardi B is happy with Stefon Diggs for the meantime. So I just wanted to come out here and pull out some cards. They have apparently been dating since October of 2024. Just giving you guys a little bit of back history. So 2024, so not that long. We haven't even made a year just yet. However, he first dated her, as what I found out in an article, which was quite interesting. He started dating her 3 months after her divorce with Offset, while she was still pregnant with their third child. So, I mean, it's like I said, this is messy, everyone's messy in this situation, but then there's a gray line when you're having like a divorce and a separation, especially when you have tried to tell this man Offset over and over again about how you feel and that you're not going to be like taking this anymore. But does he listen? No, he doesn't. So it's like, well, what are you supposed to do other than leave him? And now that you leave him, now he's all upset seeing you move on with another man. But I could have sworn he had moved on too before Cardi B even started dating Stefon Diggs. So I don't, yeah. So this is the whole mishmash posh pit that we are in. With Cardi B, Offset, and Stefon Diggs. Yeah, that's pretty much all I really had to say. That was pretty much everything about what's going on in the recent news with them. So with that being said, I'm just going to pull some cards for Cardi B and Stefon to see what do I want to know. I just want to see how's their relationship going. Is it true love? Offset saying that they good for PR, that this is a PR stunt. I thought I could have sworn there was like some rumors that Stefon Diggs was stepping out on Cardi B. So it's like, is Cardi B keep picking them cheating men? But can you really blame Cardi B, or is it just like a man problem? Like it's a whole lot that Cardi B is going through. And it just doesn't seem, what is she, a Libra? Yeah, I think Cardi B is going to need to get her skills into balance. But hey, she's one step closer to getting there just because she has left Offset. She was able to recognize something within herself, that this wasn't making her happy or bringing her peace. But also, I just realized Cardi B has had even though it was a fruitful career, I did quite underestimate everything that was going on during her career and how that could have affected her mental health. Not only Tasha K making up and continuously sending her that she had to take her to court, but also Cardi B has been continuously, because she came from the polls and she was an exotic dancer. That was the reason why she is the cheater, and it's not Offset cheating, it's Cardi B that's cheating. And then Cardi's be like, you guys are literally misjudging me based off of my past, when I have been loyal to this man down for 7 years, and he was the one that wasn't loyal to me, but you guys want to make me out to be the one that's not loyal. So I can see where Cardi B is also coming from that, because that is in a way slut shaming her and judging her for her past actions. And then, like I said, Tasha K piled that on top. And then Cardi B also is very sensitive in that sense, in that regard, especially with her man and her relationship and her public image. She probably has some strong Capricorn placements in her because of that, now that I think about it. However, because of that, how she feels about always worried about, am I going to wake up one day and there's going to be headlines of people clowning me because Offset made me look like another stupid woman that just can't seem to fall out of love with this man that treats her bad. So, Cardi B had all that weighing on her mental. And then not to forget that Cardi B has also talked about being back in the industry and making music like WAP and stuff like that has brought back her like demons that she thought she had tucked away, and that they're coming back and haunting her again. So so Cardi B has definitely been through for the last 7 years. So for her to finally catch a breath or a break, hopefully with this Stefon Diggs. But that's what we're going to pull some cards to find out on, if Cardi B finally has caught that break, or if Stefon Diggs is just another Offset. And also true, 7 years on and off with this man. I know Cardi B has been hurt quite a lot by Offset, many times over and over again. But I just also have to question the fact that she started dating Stefon Diggs 3 months after divorcing Offset. Like, did she take that year of, well, no, she did not take that year of not having sex, because she had to give birth, and she wasn't even 9 months pregnant when she got the divorce. So it's like all of that. So she was still intimate with him up to I'll say up to 9 months before she had gotten this divorce. So it's like, where does she really get to have the time to grieve and have that space and be with herself before moving on to the next man? But with that being said, now that I have said everything I wanted to say, now we're going to shuffle the cards again and pull out some cards for Cardi B and Offset. Sorry, Cardi B and Stefon Diggs. All right. The first card I'm going to pick, of course, is going to be for Cardi B. Feeling this one. Okay, we have the Four of Pentacles, and then the one for Stefon. We have the Judgment card. Ooh, interesting. I know exactly how I'm going to pull these cards. I'm doing a little bit mix mash with my cards. I'm feeling the vibes of these with these cards and how I want to work them. So we're just going to see what's at the foundation of their relationship. Okay, another 4. That's quite good. I like that so far. A 4 at the foundation. In the past was the World card. Okay. Above their head was the Mother or the Queen of Cups. And then to their future is the Nine of Swords. Now, I don't like that. I never like that Nine of Swords. Would you like that Nine of Swords popping up for your future? I don't think so. However, we are the Letterman / Kipper. That's the little, wow. That was a nice spread of the Letterman right there. You hardly got to see the Kipper cards. There they go. So with that being said, this, I just want to see what the outside influences are, and then like what's their overall energy, or like what symbolizes their relationship between Cardi B and Offset. Oh my God. Cardi B and Stefon Diggs. Jesus. Hey. Offset really just does. God, Offset is just all up in this energy. Okay. So we're just going to pull some influencer cards. Oh, a bridge. I was hoping that will pop up somewhere else. And then we have the poverty card. Okay. A loyal dog. I like that. And then the book. Okay, interesting. And then I'll pull from the bottom to see what. Oh, I like that. That's actually. Man, the child was just slipping, dancing over here. So I actually really do like that for Stefon Diggs and Cardi B's relationship. They're coming together. It's childlike in the sense of the fool, if you want to think about it that way, as in it's something new, it's something fresh, it's something different. They're having fun. It's like they're children again. They're all giddy, happy butterflies. You know how it's like when you're young and you have like these little innocent crushes and stuff like that. Well, I mean, we're grown. These are grown adults here, but just think about that feeling that you had when you was a child, and then get to relive that when you're an adult. You know, it's really hard these days. It's really hard out here for some pimps and some relationships. So because of that, when you get to have that kind of youthful energy between you guys and that connection, it is something very enjoyable. However, what we have here for Cardi B is the Four of Pentacles, which usually symbolizes somebody that's a little bit selfish, but I see it as the sense of Cardi B's being selfish for herself and is taking whatever she needs to defend and ground herself, whether it's ground herself in this relationship, have this relationship be her anchor as she's trying to get through this divorce with Offset, because maybe Cardi B feels like Offset has aged her some years and has really taken her like life and her joy away. But now that she has connected with Stefon Diggs, she gets to be happy, gets to feel giddy, gets to feel loved, and for that she's enjoying this. However, it seems like Stefon Diggs is in I don't want to say he's the one being judgmental, but he could be the one that is being judged by other people just based off of like he has a reputable name in the industry. However, to get with Cardi B, that's like next tier, that's next level. That's like Travis Kelce getting with Taylor Swift. Now everybody's looking at you. You're on this pedestal, and now all eyes are on you, and everybody's analyzing how you're interacting with this particular star. So with that, with Stefon Diggs, he feels as though everything he's doing is being judged. He's being judged for being with Cardi B. He's judged, like I passed a little bit of judgment too, saying like, really, are you sure you're not like the rebound bro? Because you 3 months after her divorce and she's still pregnant with his child, and you guys get into this relationship. So use the judgment there. But regardless of all that judgment, they still have this innocent love that hasn't been tainted by the outside public or the outside influences, which is very great. We have here at the very bottom, this is the Four of Wands, which is also a very nice card. It's two people celebrating in this transitional period together. That could be another reason why this Judgment card is here for Stefon Diggs. He could be that person that's getting ready to like go through a trial tribulation period within himself, where he's going to have to grow and he's going to have to do some self-analyzation, find out who he is as a man, or maybe who he thought he was as a man is being challenged by this relationship, but he's still willing to go forth and through with it. And we see here that this too, with the Four of Wands, it's like a harmonious energy, creative energy, passionate energy, loving energy, just coming together. And when it comes together like that, it's something that can help foster the foundation of a solid relationship, as long as you don't lose the youthful childness. There are still in their infancy stage of their relationship. If they were married, they would still be considered newlyweds. So they're still in the I forget what they call it, the lovebird stage. Is that what it's called? Yeah, there's still in that beginning stages of when they're still feeling fresh, still loving each other. Not really, but honestly, how can they not have some trials and tribulations when you see Offset doing what he does, or Cardi B saying what she says about Offset? It's one of those things where even though one person says this and they do that, it's like your relationship is really being tried from the very beginning, and it's not like you reach those trials like a year or two or three down in the relationship. You're like confronting them head on at the very beginning, and that could also determine, make or break a relationship too, depending on how you get through those challenges early on. And so therefore, if those challenges maybe come down the line, or you go through different challenges later in your years, you can still, like Lady Crone says, a couple that, or I think Lady Crone, I think somebody else said it too, that couples that have gone through a lot with each other and they're able to get through anything, and they have that strong bond, kind of like Will Smith and Jada Pickett. It's like, what do you really expect them to do at this point? So that's the future I could see building for Cardi B and Stefon Diggs, if they're able to work out the kinks now in this present moment. But however, in the past is the world card, which I like the world card, but it's in the past, which symbolizes it was a time, it was a period where they came together. They both were at maybe the pentacles, or at the ending of their cycles of whatever they were both internally going through. And as they were coming to different chapters closing in their lives, they just happened to align, meet each other. And for whatever reason, this is what Cardi B needed in this moment. And for whatever reason, this is what Stefon Diggs needed in this moment. And together and however long they stay together is all dependent on their chemistry, how they got together, why they got together, was the purpose of them being together. Like, is it supposed to be like the soulmate that's supposed to like wipe away all your problems? Or is this like the twin flame that's kind of like your mirror that's supposed to help you get some inner work and learn yourself, so that way when you move on to the next one, that could just be the one? It's all of that. It's like, where does this person fit into your life? And then we have above the head in their what is crowning them, or what they think about. It's very emotional for them. We have the Queen of Cups. Is an emotional time, but the Queen of Cups is only emotional. If you think about a feminine energy, we see a lot of darkness, a lot of shadow. If you think about it, the Queen of Cups, yes, she can handle the emotions, but those emotions run deep. They are heavy. Water is heavy. So thinking about it, you could think about it being like depressive. You could think about it being the weight. It's a different type of weight than a physical weight, like earth, but like an emotional weight that has you heavy. Like, I just saw somebody recently said they woke up with like a heavy heart. So it's like those kind of things that you deal with in a relationship. That's what's crowning Stefon Diggs and Cardi B. And I completely believe that's just due to Offset and what Cardi B is going through with this tumultuous divorce. However, they are trying to stand strong with it. But weirdly enough, since I was speaking of depression or being weighed down by the situation, that it completely explains why the Nine of Swords is in their future. That it could just get a little bit heavy, a little bit weighed down. Maybe I don't want to say they're not going to have fun with each other, but maybe they might come off the internet with their relationship because Offset's crashing out. So people are going to start making past judgments and stuff like that. And it's just going to be too, maybe a little bit too much for them to handle the pressure of the general public, especially if she tries to like come out with music. I mean, first off, Cardi B hasn't came out with like an album in like years, I've heard, apparently. So fans are kind of upset with Cardi B on that one. And then Stefon Diggs over here has a promising career ahead of him. But if he comes attached with some drama and stuff like that, you know how the music industry will cancel you in a second. And they don't care what your profession is. You could be a lawyer and they will cancel your profession. So because of that, Stefon Diggs has to tread very lightly with Cardi B here. So what I see with their outside influences, and that could lead to a heavy emotional relationship, but even though it's emotional, they're able to energetically still be youthful and have this fun outside of all the heavy times. But they're like I said, she's a Libra, but you got to balance those scales nicely. If you don't, it's going to start coming out of balance a little bit, and that's where I'm seeing it lean a little bit more towards being out of balance. But here we see a bridge. The bridge questions you, where is it leading to? Well, in the past, the bridge was leading us right to this present moment, which is heavy emotions. However, what is going to be coming after this heavy emotion, if we just look past this, once sometimes it just looks murky and you just got to be able to dig your way through to see to the other side. And if you do, you see a loyal, committed partner, somebody that is trying to be there with you through the end, through the thick and thin, through the headaches, through the sleepless nights, through the heartaches, it's, if you really look past it, where you guys started in the past and where you guys are now, don't let that get in the way of what the future can hold. Like I've been reading a lot to say, wow, I don't know why my Instagram has been talking to me lately, but I've been reading a bunch of Instagram posts to talk about if it's like your soulmate or if you truly love them, and you gotta have the patience and wait it out, because a lot of people say well, they love you, but they don't have the patience to stick around and stay till the end through the thick and thin. And sometimes, when you love somebody and they're like your soulmate, or you're like destined to be together for a period of time, maybe just right now is not the moment, but if either you guys break up or you guys continue to work through it and become stronger, but later down in the line in the future, you guys will be met together and things will just work out in the line. Just like this world card said, just like I said, that their paths, their timelines, their purposes just happen to line up and sync up perfectly for this very moment for them to go through it. So for whatever reason, like I said, instead of having to go through this years into their relationship when they're just gotten stable and just gotten into the routine and the groove of things, they're dealing with it front on, head on, before they start getting settled. So that way, when they do get settled, they get settled in something that's a little bit more solid and a little bit more grounded and a little bit more rooted in where are we and how do we stand and everybody else. This could be the time where Cardi B could truly prove that she is finally loyal and people will finally see it. Or she finally gets with somebody who is just as loyal and commits to the same exact energy that she does. And that's exactly what she needs to know, that her standard of a man is out there and that she's not just speaking into the void and she's just cursed or something like that, that she just can't find the man of her true dreams, which is what we have here down at the foundation with the book, which is the fact that they have some secrets. They talk about a lot of things. I could even say they hold a lot of things. They're trying to create, and books, like if you want to think of like scrapbooking too, that's like creating memories together, memories that really mean a lot. And those memories start becoming the core of your relationship and how you feel for each other. So they are really like scrapbooking. Even though he doesn't seem to post pictures of Cardi B on his social media, but I totally get it. But Cardi B has posted some pictures of him on her social media. So because of that, that's also two different things. It seems like in the sports industry, they don't want you blasting your relationship. In the music industry, that's exactly what they want you to do. So it's like that double balance too. He also has to adjust to a different lifestyle career. And then here, however, in the future, we see at the very bottom is the poverty card, which would honestly go along with this Nine of Swords. Poverty as in the sense of being depleted, energetically low. Poverty as in the sense of you could be flourishing with this relationship, you could be skyrocketing, but there is something that is taking away from this relationship energetically, like an energy vampire. There's just something that's just sucking up this good solid foundation energy we had as the the Four of Wands. And there's just something that just keeps taking and taking and taking offset. But still, despite all of that, there is still a very loyal dog. I'm not going to say he's going to turn out to be a dog in the end, but this dog is no leash attached. holding on to the leash like, owner, where are you? Own me, please. Kind of thing. It's like, hey, I'm loved, I'm cherished, I feel wanted, I want to create you. Just think about that one very sad dog movie. Was it Hibachi, where his owner, it was this old man, he had died and the dog kept waiting at the train station every single day. Loyalty till the end, from pup to they're growing, and the pup goes exactly along with this child. Both are babies, and in the form of growing and fostering, and in the future they're going to have a promising connection once they're able to move past all of this negative energy that's currently surrounding this situation. So that was a very good reading on Cardi B and Stefon Diggs. I sure enjoyed that. It looks very strong. I do see some energy that's trying to come in, but they seem to be pretty solid in who they are in their relationship. So that's great to see. It seems like I feel like I said this last time in my last reading when I when I did a reading on them, that there's something about their connection or relationship that just feels like, I don't want to say this is the one, but it feels like they are together to work through something, whatever it is. It's like karmic or spiritual, that they are soulish, that they're like working through something, and this is just how in like this is how spiritually they have to work it out physically. So for that, they found each other, and they're going to continue finding each other until they no longer want to find each other. But we'll see about that in the future. That's all. But like I said, as long as they keep the youthful energy, 2 4s, and the world card, I mean, it sounds pretty good to me. And then they have the child and the loyal and the dog. So like those are 2 positive energies. Besides I'll even say the book is a positive energy, because I turn it into scrapbooking, creating memories that you hold secret to yourselves, that other people don't get to like see. And this is your personal memories of all the things that you guys have gone through and what you're going through, and you're creating memories. Be thinking about, man, when we have our children, we could tell them this story kind of ideology. And really the only 2 really bad cards I see is poverty and the 9 of Swords, which both happens to be in the future, but that's overshadowed and overtaken by this bridge and this dog that shows that once, like I said, once you look past the negativity and the darkness, the heaviness of the relationship and what they're currently going through, if they don't let this present moment get in the way of their relationship, this divorce with Offset get in the way of their relationship, their future is honestly going to be uphill from here, because then they'll be able to go through anything, honestly. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I sure did. Please leave your comments down below. How do you feel about Cardi B and Stefon Diggs' relationship? How do you feel about the way Offset's reacting? He wasn't reacting all like this when he was with Cardi B. So it's like, what's the switch up now? So with that being said, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. That would really mean a lot to the channel. Lady Crone and I would really appreciate it. Please and thank you. But more importantly, give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already. And please share this video with anybody that's into Cardi B, Offset, Stefon Diggs, who's into rap music, who's into the Migos, who's into like sports and sports news and cross genres of sports and music relationships, all that good stuff. If you like that, please, if you know somebody that's into that kind of stuff, please share that. But most importantly, share this with anybody that's into esoteric, spiritual perspectives of the celebrities in the world around us and news that's going on, to get a different perspective. So with that being said, now I will see you sunflowers in the next one. Sunflowers!